Welcome back to Askewed Reviews. And this entire week I'm doing Mother's Day movies. So today I'm doing the 1990 film Mermaids. Here is your trivia question for today. What historical event happens during the film? The answer will be at the end of this episode. So our film starts off in 1963 as we meet a family of three women. First, there's the mother, Rachel Flax. She's a great mom, but unfortunately, she's almost too much of a free spirit, and anything that might tie her down, relationships, jobs, anything at all, might cause her to pick up and move her family again. Then there's the eldest daughter, Charlotte Flax. She seems nice and sweet, but she does have a bit of an obsession when it comes to Catholicism, which of course makes it interesting as the rest of her family is Jewish. And finally, there's the youngest daughter, which is Kate Flax, who also is very nice and sweet and has plans of becoming an Olympic swimmer, and decides to every once in a while test out at home, trying to break the world record on holding her breath. So once again, Rachel Flax feels the winds of change pushing her in a direction, and she decides to uproot her family and move to Massachusetts. So once the Flaxes move into their new home, they all get acclimated. Rachel gets a job and even starts a relationship with a man who runs the local shoe store. Aside from getting set up with school, Charlotte finds two interests in this new place. Number one, right up the street happens to be a convent full of nuns, and this piques her curiosity. Secondly, she ends up very quickly getting a crush on a local man named Joe. And of course, Kate ends up joining the local swim team. So, will these three ladies finally be able to settle into their new home, find happiness, and hopefully not have Rachel discover something else that causes her to pick up and move them all once again? The original director for this film was Lasse Hallström, then it was Frank Oz, and then it kind of kept moving around a bit as Cher was trying to find a director that she liked working with, and eventually she landed on Richard Benjamin. The movie is based off of the novel of the same name written by Patty Dan. Cher plays one of the main characters, Rachel Flax, and in my opinion, she does a really good job in this movie. She also specifically created her version of the song, the Shoop Shoop song, also known as It's in His Kiss, for this film. She even dresses as her character in the music video, and the backup dancers, also dressed up as her, are in fact Christina Ricci and Winona Ryder. Bob Hoskins plays the character of Lou Lansky, and I was pleasantly surprised by his performance, as I had just never really seen him as a romantic lead, but he did a great job. Now, the character of Lou Lansky was originally written with Dudley Moore in mind. Here's something you may not be aware of, but near the end of the film, at the New Year's Eve costume party, Bob Hoskins' character is dressed up as a pirate. Now, the following year, he would actually play a pirate named Smee in the film Hook. Winona Ryder, in my opinion, was a perfect choice for the character of Charlotte Flax. But if you didn't know, she wasn't the original actress to play the character. It was originally Emily Lloyd. Now, when shooting started, Cher complained that Lloyd looked nothing like what a daughter of hers would look like. So she was replaced with Winona Ryder. Lloyd then sued Orion Pictures. They did actually settle out of court for 2% of the film's profits. This movie was Christina Ricci's feature film debut. Ricci's older sister and brother were extras at the swim meet. They sat right behind Charlotte, Rachel, and Lou. The movie takes place in Massachusetts and was primarily filmed there, but it was also filmed in Rhode Island and Texas. So when it comes to the film Mermaids, I enjoyed this movie a lot more than I thought I was going to. Going into it, I don't know, the title and the actual cover art made me think this was going to be a completely different movie than it turned out to be. But it ended up being this fun kind of family dramedy that was part rom-com, and I really enjoy the acting in this movie, and the characters are just oddball and fun. The relationship between the characters of Charlotte and Joe was definitely pretty skeevy, but otherwise it was a good movie. So I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. And if you enjoyed this movie, other films I recommend checking out are Fried Green Tomatoes, Now and Then, Lady Bird, and Mystic Pizza. And now for the trivia question from the beginning of this episode. What historical event happens during the film? So, due to the film being a period piece that takes place in the early 60s, we of course see the events that happened with the Kennedy assassination and how it affected people. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Askewed Reviews, and if there's a movie you'd like to see get a review, just mention it in the comments.